there was a magic pill that would allow you to perform at your peak, gain the most out of the work you put in, and recover faster, I'm 100% sure you would take it. Well, that magic pill is right in front of you. It is free. Most elite performers are already optimizing it, but you're most probably neglecting it. It is called sleep. Those really small, marginal gains you hear me talking about all the time make a huge difference. If you are not achieving quality in your sleep, you're basically limiting your potential to succeed. So in today's video, I'm gonna share some tips with you that can help you achieve those marginal gains in your sleeping quality and set you up for greater success in the game. The first thing I would like to address is the quantity of your sleep. Although quantity and quality are two variables that don't always correlate with each other, in the case of sleep, quantity seems to play a crucial role. First of all, you should probably create at least a 7 to 8 hour window each night that is dedicated to your sleep. Anything less than that and you're setting yourself up for sleep deprivation. If this equals sleeping early to wake up early, then do it. It is not a sacrifice, it is a necessity. If you can even increase the duration of your sleep to 9 or 10 hours, you will have created a more ideal sleeping situation for yourself. However, anything above the 10-hour mark would be considered extreme and would also cause some negative side effects like drowsiness and lethargy. Having said that, we also need to point out the importance of keeping a stable sleep-wake-up cycle. This essentially means that you should strive to sleep and wake up at almost the same times each and every day, and that's because your body has an internal biological clock known as your circadian rhythm that operates on a 24-hour basis according to your general lifestyle and sleeping schedule. This clock gets disturbed whenever you change your sleep and wake-up times. As a result, sleep latency might increase and the overall quality of your sleep can dramatically drop, causing difficulty waking up in the morning as well as sleep interruptions. In fact, ensuring an uninterrupted sleeping pattern is key to reaching deeper sleeping stages during the night. Your aim should be to reach the deepest sleep stage known as REM sleep and spend as much time there as possible to get all its benefits. But how do you achieve uninterrupted sleep in those deep sleeping stages, you may ask? To answer that question for you, I would like to refer to the popular 10-3-2-1 method, as well as some other really simple tips you can start implementing right away. Let's start off with the first quote-unquote limitation you'll have to set for yourself, and that is your caffeine consumption. According to this method, you shall limit your caffeine intake 8 to 10 hours before bed, and that is because caffeine is a stimulant that blocks your adenosine receptors and limits your desire to sleep. Having this in mind, the need to adjust your caffeine intake and timing according to your sleeping habits is essential. Caffeine usually takes about 8 to 10 hours to completely leave your bloodstream, so if you want to minimize the effects of caffeine on the quality of your sleep, you need to limit your daily caffeine intake below the 200 to 400 milligrams suggested dose and have your last sip of coffee about 8 to 10 hours before bedtime. The next part of the 10-3-2-1 method has to do with your digestive system. Digestion is another biological factor that affects the quality of your sleep. In fact, the first 2 to 3 hours after a meal tend to be the most energy-consuming digestion stages, keeping your whole body working at a high rate. So if this small period of digestion is closer to or interferes with your sleep, it can cause major decreases in sleeping quality. Therefore, what you need to do is consume your last meal about 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, thus giving your body a valuable time to complete this energy-consuming digestion stage. And now, something you may have never thought about: exercise timing. Whenever you exercise, your body is releasing hormones such as adrenaline, dopamine, endorphins, and testosterone that all make you feel more energetic, cheerful, and aware. Exercise also raises your heart rate and body temperature, triggering the sympathetic nervous system. All of these effects can significantly impact your sleep and decrease its quality. That is why it is usually suggested to allow a 2-hour window for relaxation in order to allow your body to smoothly fall into that sleepy state we want. And speaking of that sleepy state, let's talk a bit about blue light. As many of you might be aware, blue light, aka digital screens and bright lights, are responsible for inhibiting the action of a hormone called melatonin. Melatonin is responsible for getting you into a sleepy mood, which is good considering the fact that we want you to fall asleep fast. For this reason, it is suggested to avoid exposing yourself to blue light at the end of the day, about 1 to 2 hours before going to bed. You can go crazy and buy a pair of those blue light blocking glasses that are super expensive, but a blue light blocking app on your home devices would be more than enough to minimize the effects of blue light. At the end of the day, you might even consider some other activity like reading a book or visualization to get off your phone before bed. Now guys, other than this sleep formula we just went over, I would also like to share some additional tips with you that can help you optimize your sleeping quality. One feeling that you should be going after if you're trying to sleep like a baby is calmness. Drinking chamomile tea, taking a long walk away from screens, doing some light yoga or foam rolling, or getting into any other activity that allows you to take a deep breath, drop down your heart rate, relax, and feel comfy will positively impact your sleep and help you fall asleep faster. There is especially one task I would highly suggest to any athlete struggling with sleep, and that is diaphragmatic breathing exercises. So the first question you may want to ask is, what the hell is diaphragmatic breathing? Diaphragmatic breathing is basically a form of deep breathing where you allow the inhaled air to travel all the way down nice and deeply. If you're doing it right, you should probably see your belly button rise. So what does this do that can help you sleep faster and better, you may ask? Deep breathing stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, aka the nervous system responsible for regulating your heart rate and body temperature. When the PSNS takes over, the other nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system, shuts down and stops releasing hormones that keep you awake and energetic, like adrenaline. It has been shown that the more time you spend in the parasympathetic nervous system during the day, the better your sleeping quality is going to be. That's especially the case before going to bed. You need to calm down and drop your heart rate, aka activate the parasympathetic nervous system. Do one or two of those other activities we mentioned and combine them with one of the breathing exercises you're seeing on screen right now. Trust me, the results will be great. And if the calming effect of deep breathing isn't enough for you, I would also suggest journaling. You are a footballer. You get bombarded with a whole lot of mental and physical stress on a daily basis. Writing down your thoughts, dilemmas, and problems on a piece of paper can really help you mentally. Instead of having those thoughts lingering in your mind before going to bed, just write them down and I'm sure you'll be going to bed with a lighter head. In simple words, let go of your thoughts. And now, let's talk about another really important factor, your bedroom. Your sleeping environment is the A&O of quality sleep. It includes everything from your mattress and pillows to your curtains and noise cancellation. Some tips that could really help you optimize your bedroom for sleep include a comfortable and anatomic mattress and pillows, an appropriate room temperature, roughly about 17 to 19 degrees Celsius, a pitch black room with black curtains or using a sleeping mask, and of course, some form of noise cancellation that will keep your sleep uninterrupted. Having said all of that, taking care of the basics should always be your #1 priority. All the tips and tricks we mentioned can drastically help you achieve a better sleeping quality if you apply them. This in turn will help you perform and recover better. Speaking of which, I'm sure you would also love to watch this video next.